do something amazing today. Hey man, hey man, are you still struggling with mixing professional sounding vocals? It's all good. Let me show you something. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wavy Wayne from Wavy.wav, and this channel that you done stumbled up on is all about helping you to record and mix better and faster. So if you're new to the place, hit that subscribe button because I'm about to drop some bombs on you, man. Now this video today is gonna be nice, simple, and sweet. I'm gonna share with you the simple three techniques that you need to do every time you want to mix professional sounding vocals. Now I'm gonna run them down to you right now, and then we can watch this video and explore how I do these three simple steps to mixing professional sounding vocals. So the first thing is going to be to clean up the vocals. The second thing is going to be to tighten up the dynamics of the vocals. And thirdly, we're going to enhance those vocals. So make sure y'all stick around to the end to also catch my bonus tip to really make sure that you always have professional sounding mixed vocals. So let's go ahead and jump into thing one, which is going to be to clean up the vocals. So here I go. I have a Pro Tools session. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. What you'll notice, though, is that these vocals have not been treated at all. They just have a little bit of auto-tune. Everything else is bypassed. I'm actually muting everything else in this track because I want us to just focus on just this one vocal at a time, and then we'll go on and explore other vocals, right? So let's just listen to what we got, and then I'll approach the cleanup aspect of mixing this vocal. Let's hear it.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
So one of the steps with cleaning up the vocal means like actually getting in and editing and cleaning up the clips. So if anything, right, if I have extra breaths or clicks and pops in the actual audio file that I don't need, I probably want to zoom in pretty tightly and do some edits to make sure that I'm cleaning stuff up. Now, I don't want to just get rid of everything, but anywhere where I have like any need for a fade or there might be an unnecessary breath or anything like that, I definitely want to clean that up to make sure that I have starting a clean edited vocal. All right, that's going to be the first thing. Next, we want to get rid of any unwanted frequencies in that vocal. So let's just activate. Actually, let's put a whole new one on here just in case. I'm going to go with the Fat Filter Pro Q3 here. All right, so we got our Pro Q3. Now with the Fat Filter, one of the first things that I like to do with any vocal is roll off the excessive low frequencies for sure. And if there are any excessive high frequencies, I want to roll those off too. So I have activated right now on this EQ a high pass filter, and I also have a low pass filter. I'm just gonna actually turn these off right now, and let's just listen to the vocal soloed so we can hear what it is that we're gonna be cleaning up.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it.
And we can see
also
a little rumble down in the low end.
Throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
All right, so that vocal sound pretty clean, but there is a little bit of low end information that I don't want on there. So I'm gonna activate that high pass filter and I'm gonna roll up to about 85, 90 hertz and listen to how that cleans up my low end.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory. All
right, and then also with cleaning up this vocal, one thing that I am hearing is that I want to kind of brighten it up right from the jump. So during this stage, part of that cleanup stage can be to brighten it up if necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and actually roll off some of the highs. I know this sounds a little backwards, right? But I'm gonna roll off some of the highs up to about 18 kilohertz. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a high shelf and just give a little boost around 8K on the high end. And let's hear how that sounds.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
All right. Now, during this stage, you also want to do any other subtractive work that you feel is necessary. So if there's any resonant frequencies, any problem frequencies that you're hearing, you can go ahead and sweep and take those away right now. My approach is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to actually go ahead for multi-band compression in this step. So my subtractive, this works as subtractive EQing in a way to where I am reducing certain frequencies, but in a dynamic kind of way. So using a multi-band compressor helps you to really clamp down on frequencies that you don't want to be very prevalent in that mix, but also keeps the dynamics and the bounce of that vocal. So I'm definitely going to be clamping down on the lows. I'm going to start there.
I'm going to shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused.
And definitely my low mids too.
I'm going to shoot my shot and go and get it.
Yeah.
I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the
and then let's touch those highs a little bit too.
I'm going to shoot my shot and go and get it.
Not too much.
I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the
and barely touch that high mid.
I'm going to shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
All right, cool. So the next and one of the final things I'm going to do in my cleanup stage is actually do some de-essing. I love the Massey de-esser. So I'm going to go ahead and slap this de-esser on right now. And this will kind of handle all of my subtractive work from now. So we've filtered, we've used multi-band compression to really dial in the tone and the shape of the vocal that we want. And now we're going to go with some de-essing to really make sure that high end stays nice and smooth.
I'm gonna shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me.
If you start to sound like you got a lisp, then you went too far.
Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me.
All right, cool. So now one of the next steps that I want to do here is actually start to control the dynamics. One of my favorite plugins that I actually like, I love this Smack compressor. It don't really matter which compressor you use, but I just want to go ahead and compress and also bring a little bit of harmonic flavor into this vocal. So using a compressor like this Smack or a Distressor or CL1B or 1176 or any of those type of compressors, they have a tone and will bring some characteristics to your vocal. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my beat back in while I do this, and I'm gonna compress this vocal a little bit and then bring that gain back up.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory. I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory. I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
Ah, yeah, man, that sounded a whole lot better. Now, I could also take this a little bit further, maybe even put a, let's go with a Maxim on this vocal here to really just make it stick out. I'm just gonna put a little bit of limiter and I'm gonna touch it very, very slightly.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory. I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
All right, now that we've got the dynamics under control, it's time to move into step number 3, and that's going to be to enhance the vocal. Now, with enhancement, this is where you get creative. This is where you actually feel it down in your soul, and you're like, all right, what do I think this vocal need? Does it need some saturation? What about a little bit of reverb? What about a little delay, right? The enhancements can go crazy. So we've got the vocal cleaned up, we've got the dynamics under control, and now it's time for the enhancement of that vocal. So one thing that I always do to enhance a vocal, obviously, is going to be to add some reverb. It's going to give this whole mix some space and some ambiance. So let's go ahead and just turn up my reverb send that I set up. If you don't know how to set up a send and return for a reverb, I will be sure to link to a video down in the description below.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and change my reverb out. I'm using a deverb right now. Nah, you know what? We can keep this. I'm gonna just manipulate it a little bit.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
All right, that sounded good. And I'm gonna back that reverb send off so it's not too much.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
Ah, man, nice. Now let's add some saturation. So you can choose any type of saturation tool that you may have. I love using the Fab Filter Saturn. Lo-fi is also pretty good if you're using it in parallel. That's the wrong one I just chose. And I have a whole video where I have actually 5 of my top free and 5 top paid saturation plugins too. We'll link those down in the description as well. So let me get my Fab Filter Saturn and recall my Wavy preset. You know, let's go with that Wavy baby, you know, and this is going to add a little bit of brightness and character. With this saturation, this is a multi-band saturation tool where I have 4 different bands of saturation I'm going to be able to add to this mix and process them a little bit differently. And it's also kind of giving me a little bit of EQ flavor too, as I am able to raise and lower the level of each one of these bands. So let's take a listen.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
Ah, I like that. I like that. I think the next thing I want to add to enhance is going to be a little delay. Let's hear it.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it.
Yeah, and then let's ping pong that and roll off some lows.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
Ah, that sounded good. Let's hear that thing one more time.
I'ma shoot my shot and go and get it. I want it all, I'm laser focused. Taking the throne, go ahead and crown me. No guts, no glory.
Yo, so those are my 3 easy steps to mixing professional vocals every single time. You stuck around to this point and I promised you a bonus tip, and you know that I'm going to deliver on that promise. But first, make sure that you share this video so that everybody you know can mix better sounding vocals too. Don't try to keep these gems all to yourself. But the bonus tip is going to be that in order to mix professional sounding vocals, you need to record professional sounding vocals. Now, I know it seems like that is something like, of course, Wayne, we know that. But really, take the time to mix before you ever hit record. Listen to the source coming through the speakers with the input monitor turned on, so you know that before you actually capture the performance, before you capture that singer, before you capture that rapper, that it sounds like something that's worth being recorded. You know, we're not trying to fix stuff in the mix. We simply want to approach it with our 3 steps, and it makes it a whole lot easier to do that if we start off with a great performance and a great recording. All right, I'm Wavy Wayne from WavyWayne.com. I hope you found this video to be helpful. We have a lot more tools and resources for you at WavyWayne.com. If you check it out, you may be able to get your Pro Tools certification or grab a template to help you get started recording and mixing better and faster. And don't forget about the Wavy One Studio isolating headphones. Every studio need at least 4 pair of these. Y'all be dope.